I want you to hear the turning of the world with me, in my senses and in my mind.
I'm Frances-Hoad and I'm the composer of Scenes from the Wild. A couple of years ago, City of London Sinfonia approached me and said they wanted a piece for their 50th birthday. Based and celebrating all the work that they've done in community. They've done a lot of work with teenage mental health and in dementia homes, and they wanted a big piece that would in some way also celebrate their work in the wider world as well as their concerts. I got through about 30 books before I found this book by Dara McAnulty, Diary of a Young Naturalist. So I was given the task of finding an ideal subject, and it was very hard to find something that's operatic, that works, for voice for this ensemble, and that I could get the rights to. So I was feeling pretty desperate by the time I'd got through about 29 books, and then I turned on Radio 4 and I heard Dara reading his book, and I knew immediately, almost immediately, that was the book that we could use. The process of writing this piece was, I was talking to Amanda Holden, the librettist, who a lot. We both read the book. We talked every week. We compared which bits we thought would work really well. We did talk to Dara, but later on in the process, and thankfully he was really delighted with the script. But for a good sort of year, I think me and Amanda were just really talking about it. And then when she came to write it, because I'd fed so much into it by that stage, I don't think I made a single change. I was delighted with what she wrote.
Where does all this hatred come from? Autism makes everything intense.
I first got involved with this piece when Cheryl sent me a message. Cheryl Frances-Hoad, the composer, sent me a message asking me to have a look at this piece that we've got with the City of London Sinfonia. And I received the score, started looking at it around 6-8 months ago now, during the lockdown, still just about. It was beautiful music, and I also read the book this was based on. I started to get a feel for it and started to realise what a big project it is.
I sense the start of the music, and birds begin to play.
I'm Sarah Dowling, and I'm a movement director and choreographer. I've been called in by CLS to work on Scenes from the Wild, and I've been asked to find some ways of feeding the narrative of Scenes from the Wild, maybe get the orchestra moving, that was a question mark, and work with Will, the tenor. The challenges of this work were to find the really key pivotal moments where an action, a movement, a gesture, an object like a conker could provide a point at which the audience could enter the piece in a different way. This piece is driven by the music, by the words, and there are these moments that I found where an object can offer a different way in to the landscape of this piece.
I hold the conker up in the light, the boy's eyes dare to shine.
The fantastic thing about this piece, I don't know any other piece that's like this at all. For one voice, an orchestra, it's got the structure of a song cycle that you would expect maybe with voice and piano, yet it's with a pretty big orchestra, 18, 20 players. wonderful City of London Sinfonia, and they all bring sort of amazing colour to every movement, and each part of it, each short song, there's 26 short songs, and each one is kind of representing either a different part of Dara's mood or something different about nature, and every part of the orchestra does something particular that really highlights that thing and gives me something extra to play off, I suppose. It's a fantastic dynamic involvement with the orchestra all the time. They're never just accompanying, really. They're always sort of very actively doing something. It's great.
All of Dara's and Amanda's text is really beautiful. I think for me it's his relationship with nature, the way there doesn't seem to be a boundary between him and nature. There's a moment where Dara's mum comes out to give him a hug, and the orchestra is just a big, big hug, and that makes me well up every time I hear it.